45-0 is my record. Today's video, I am going to be breaking down my match against this Ohio State user, who has a record of 24-18. What you're about to see is what 99% of users play like, and how I go about reading and adjusting to opponents. My opponent in today's match will be running a 5-wide scheme, and an all-out nickel mid-blitz that was overpowering the last 2 years. It's not that difficult to beat. You can pass or run easily against it with any play. This is how I beat it when you face players that love to do the same thing over and over. 99% of plays I pick is based off football knowledge and repetitiveness of encountering the same look every time. This is why I am able to do the same thing every single time, all because everyone seems to copy and paste others. That's why I preach that you can't do what I do, but yet, it's the most simplest and basic stuff that I do. So off rip. I seen that my opponent is coming out in a nickel mid-blitz. How I can tell is from the formation look, with 2 backers up in the gap over the center. The defensive backs backed off 7 to 10 yards off the ball. How I can tell it's man coverage is because how they align with each player directly over top. Now there's many ways to approach this. Let's talk about how easy a run play will work against this. All you have to do is run a stretch play. Make a decision to bounce outside or cut up the gut. Your initial read is the user who will 100% of the time. User the safety guarding against the running back. So for instance, in this case, he will user the left free safety and hover over him down low in the box, or put himself in the middle over the linebackers, then lurk over to play the running back. Another great run play is a simple option play. Now for passing, I can do multiple adjustments of rerouting my wideouts, or literally pick a play that has everything that I need so I can quick hike. That is what I mostly go for, the no adjustment plays. But when you see the defensive backs off ball like they are here, then you should use football IQ knowledge. Left side, you can run a hitch. Slot right, you can have zig out with the far right wide out on a drag or out. Then you can have the tight end on a post corner. Lastly, you can have the running back on a block or chip block and release. It's your choice on what to do. But here I keep it simple. Streak left, chip block and leak out by both the running back and tight end to give me time. Then I have the slot on a fade streak in the far right. I have a short hitch. With speed wideouts, you can literally chuck it every time if you know you got speed advantage. You can do it regardless if they're back off or press. As you can see here, I have 2 one-on-one options to throw. I look at the speed advantage option. This is where you also have to have good decision making and know your matchup differences. I have a step with this receiver on the right compared to the left. So that's why I chucked it to the slot on the fade streak. I know that my slot has speed advantage. Then it just comes down to how good you're at throwing the ball. I've done this so many times I can throw this accurately every time. Max plays a different look, but as you can see, my opponent doesn't change his look. So automatically when you have a double spread like I do, with 2 wideouts on both sides, you know the free safety is man with the running back. For some reason my opponent doesn't user him, but he uses the right strong safety. Compared to last year, the free safety would chase the running back. But for some odd reason this year in college football 26, the free safety will guard the far left wide out who is on the streak. That's why I say that this year the coverage assignments is broken more because they will just randomly switch. So the running back on a flare route to the right will get wide open. I end up throwing a quick pass to him for an easy touchdown pass for the first points of the game. As my opponent comes out in 5 wide for his first possession, 100% of players will always have 3 players rerouted. It's always the left slot, right close and right slot wideouts. The combination routes are always a zig out, slant or drag with a mid to deep crosser. All I do is sit and cover 4 quarters, user the middle backer and lurk. It's the most simplest shit ever. 99% of players will test you and throw drags every time, or roll out in playmaker a drag player to go over top, which you will see in today's match. What helps with this defense in particular is pass rush. Without good pass rushers, your opponent can sit there all day or just take off. The only adjustments I do is reshade my quarters to hard flats, and from time to time either put a tackle in a hook left or right, and once he takes a 2-step drop I would re-blitz him. Just because everyone will see that lineman drop, and they will immediately step up in the pocket and take off. As you can see this next play, I put the tackle on a hook, and that's when my opponent can take off. But the reason I do that compared to a spy is that I will have a Better lurking chance to help me cover a double drag to a drag mid-crosser combination. Then I can automatically send him to Blitz for pressure. Now he sees the tight end get kind of open. But it's too late to fit a dagger dot. Last year, the strong safety will jump this and pick it off. This year he has the ability to, but he reacts funny and goes straight for a mid-air hit. Usually this will result in a favor catch for the offense. But we ended up getting a tip drill interception. It's honestly not much to it. Like I said, my play is very simple. What makes it easy is, when you face the same teams where everyone does the same thing, there's not much variety to people's play styles, and still have not seen anything different or complicated to face. Now as I get the ball back, I went back to the trips, which once again my opponent does the same look. This time he tries to go and cover the slot, because he doesn't want to get beat deep. So this is great when you have chip blocks that can release. I use this to my advantage as I can bait my opponents to readjust, as I can roll out and make them think that I am going to scramble out, which they will follow. And all I got to do is wait for my tight end to leak for easy yards, which you guys see here. Next play is where I test my opponent, but also learn the new adjustment of player assignment auto switch. As last year, the free safety will trail the running back. This year, the free safety will switch his assignment and play the deep streak, which I still threw the ball to him on the left side successfully. But as I made this pass, I noticed how open my right slot against his user was, and how wide open my running back gets. You will see later that I use that to my advantage with quick dump-off passes. Now check out this dot. I do enjoy that players need to look back at the ball now to make a reaction. In the past games, this will always be picked off. So this is what most players are like. They may not run what my opponent does. But 100% of players, even myself, will do this play scheme or style, where you do the same thing with little to no adjustments. Now this play I kind of messed up during adjustments and got quick hike. But look at how long it takes for him to react and make a pass to a wide open wide out. This is another advantage, is when you will see the pros and cons of players' skill set. My opponent was just slow or not quick at making reads on offense. So you will see in the next few plays how I go about lurking his double drag concept, which ultimately leaves me with a drop interception. That's just EA. So sometimes I will use a slot hook to short side of the field, which will lurk drag to mid-crossers, which gives me time to lurk backside drags. It's a good concept to do, where you have time for a double lurk concept against crosser routes. A ton of players don't know about this. You just have to know when to use it, as you see the next play where I drop the lurk interception. Also another key adjustment against 5-wide formation that I do only near red zone for the safeties to play better is that I press them just in case my opponent tries for a quick streak seam route. That is pretty much it for how this game played out. As this next possession, I show you where I connect with the wide open running back-to-back times. Good players will adjust to that. Then you have these type of players that don't do shit against it. Then to finish off the game is with the infamous swerve cheese. They brought that back from Madden 16, where you can swerve with your wide out quickly, just enough before the user clicks on to control, which he is slightly out of position, or unable to get a decent reaction for the ball in the air. It makes it harder now for the sole reason that the players need to look at the ball to make a reaction. I feel that this will be abusive for those that don't like to click on to make a play and just want the CPU to make plays for them. Now looking at finishing play to make him rage quit. I had two options. Of course, I had a step on the left to let it fly, but I chose to do the swerve with fade route and make it more interesting with a tiptoe catch just to style on him for video purposes. So if he wasn't terrible, then I would let it fly to the left side. So with that being said, I have created an open public Dynasty league. No rules barrier, play how you want. Join as any team you want and just simply compete. You can leave and join any time. It's a simple auto sim league. 5-minute quarters, Heisman difficulty. Injuries on, wear and tear on. Everything else is default. All you have to do is search up the league name, which is my name. No spaces and with the capital letters just as how it's spelled here. The advancements will be every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Weekends is optional to advance earlier or not. All I do ask is that you guys join the Discord for communication purposes so you can get your games in with one another. When you join the Discord, Just change your Discord display name to the team that you have selected as. The link is down below in the description. You can play the CPU games once join. If you quit against your opponent, then you will be banned from the league. Playing the CPU multiple times will result in a ban from the league. You can create a coach or use the default coach. This league will last until the max years before reset. It's a very simple league, just come and compete and be active. There is no waiting for games to be played on the days. That will be advanced. So if you're unable to schedule your games, then it will be auto sim. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed today's breakdown. The online Dynasty League will kick off this Saturday to Week 0, or Week 1 on July 26. See you all there. Any questions, just comment down below. Until next time, I will see you all in the next one. I'm out. Peace.